Oh, we're live.
We are.
I was waiting for that 3, 2, 1, and I totally missed it. So anyway,
Hello,
everybody. Yeah, it's a great day, and we're getting ready for a big 3-day weekend.
We are. It's kind of fun. There's so many things that happen, right? It's kind of like people go up, and some people are closing down their cabins.
Yes.
On the lake.
Yeah.
And then some people are closing things up, and then there's things like football. That's
I know.
Starting.
I
I'm
know.
so ready for not having the TV that's on during the summer. I don't watch a lot of TV, but I'm like, really? I'm an American Ninja Warrior watcher, but I'm kind of like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Even though it's not the finals. But then football, I love
Yes.
it when like that kind of stuff starts.
I know, it'll be fun. Actually, there's some games that start tonight, I guess.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So anyway, I think Grandview is playing tonight.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun. And then high school football
High
starts
school
this
football,
Friday too.
yeah.
Or actually, I think some started last week. Ours
Oh.
happens to start tomorrow.
Yeah, Friday Night Lights. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, and then Ames will be invaded by lots of people in cardinal and gold
Oh, for sure.
and purple and gold
Oh, right, because we have 2 Iowa teams playing.
playing this weekend.
Yes, that's kind of a big deal in the state of Iowa.
It
because
is.
If you're not from Iowa, there are no professional teams in the state of Iowa.
Right.
So we back our college teams like full force.
Exactly. You are either one or you are the other.
Yes.
And if you say, well, I only root for them, like, you're a fan or you're not a fan.
Right.
But, yeah. It's always that argument. But, I root for all the teams.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's fine. You can.
You
But
can. Yeah, they're like, oh, I'm a Bulldog, I'm a Panther, I'm a Cyclone. You're not a Cyclone and a Hawkeye at the same time, but
Yeah.
that's okay.
Right. We work with all.
We do.
Yes. We do work with all. So-
Non-discriminatory.
Exactly. But if you have a big Hawkeye banner in front of your house and you live in Ames, you might want to take that down when you put up the for sale sign.
Right.
Yeah.
And so if you don't
Part of
know that,
staging.
yes, actually, so refer back to our other video,
Mhm.
like talking about getting out of the street and looking at your house and the viewpoint of somebody else.
Right.
We do have a video on that.
Right.
But if I'm going to sell my house, right, because it's actually a great time, right, because after Labor Day,
Mhm.
there kind of becomes
It
this
gets busy.
that next rush a little bit before
In
the
fact,
holidays,
this week
right?
has been busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So usually it's after Labor Day. The week before Labor Day for me has been really busy.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah.
So if I'm going to sell my house, though, there are things like that I might be a really loyal Hawkeye fan.
Mhm.
So I'm not thinking about the fact that I have the big banner and the big sign, right? But for a future homeowner, and they're even deciding between 2 houses, I might go, that one's got a Cyclone flag, that one's got a Hawkeye flag. I actually like both houses. I'm going with that one. It's got good karma. Anyway.
It could happen. I don't
could.
know if
I
it
don't
does or
know.
not. But
But as a seller,
yeah,
right?
and that kind of skips down to the staging part,
Oh.
getting your house ready. But you just, it's like, get put down. I always advise. Now, not everybody might, but get rid of the political signs and the, the whole wall full of sports memorabilia and that kind of stuff, just for a staging purpose. But anyway, yeah, there's more than just putting that sign in the yard.
Right, because I'm just going to say, so I could go, right, I could even at Lowe's, right, I could go buy a yellow sign or the red and white, I think,
Yeah.
and say, for sale by owner, here's my phone number, call me,
Right.
right?
Yes.
But, right, I'm an engineer, so I'm great with numbers,
Right.
but I might not know the numbers of selling my house.
Right, because you can do statistical analysis. I mean, there's a lot of things online that you can pull from yourself, but have you been in all the houses in your price range and been in a lot of houses and talked to a lot of buyers and know what they're looking for and what they're not looking for? It's more than just a statistical analysis. It's a matter of getting your house in the right position
Right.
for the market. So
Right.
how well do you know the local market? And that's really where that expertise that hopefully we bring
Right.
comes to the table.
I would say on the research,
Yeah.
it's just like you talked about going in the houses.
Yes.
And there's a big difference, right? Because this house is fully updated. It's
Yes.
been completely remodeled.
Mhm.
And this house is it's only still 2 blocks from where you're going to sell your
Right.
house.
Mhm.
But you think, oh, my house is worth that one. But
Right.
you haven't updated your house.
Right. Yeah. Because the buyers are really looking for specific things. They're looking for the square footage and they're looking for the space and the number of bedrooms. But then they're also looking about, how am I going to enjoy living here? Because it's an emotional purchase.
Right.
So it's not just the brick and mortar, or the drywall and the studs,
Right.
whatever. Yeah.
Whatever it
It's the whole package. So
Right.
how does your house fit? Even though you might be the same square footage as that guy down the street,
Mhm.
you have the same type of curb appeal, but
Mhm.
what about when we get inside and what are buyers looking for in this current market? So
Right.
yeah, that's
all your
important.
value
Yeah,
right there.
exactly.
So with that research then,
help you establish that price.
oh,
Your L kind of ran into your eye
it's
there.
football, Busch Light beer. Anyway,
That's
sorry.
right. That's a whole nother subject. But yeah, establishing their price. So we look at all that. We look at all kinds of factors and how do you best fit into that category. If there's a lot of houses available in your price range, then where do we best position you to appeal to that buyer and compete with those other houses? So
Right.
there's a lot of that goes into that. So
And that's
yeah.
a great discussion that you have with
Right,
those people,
exactly,
right?
absolutely. So, because we want to price it right to begin with, because we don't want to linger on the market. We don't want to go through price reductions if we don't have to.
Right.
We want to position it right so your time on market is shorter.
Mhm.
So, yeah. So,
Mhm.
disclosures. There's a lot of disclosures when it comes to that's a requirement, a seller's disclosure statement.
It doesn't matter if you're using an agent or not, you have to do them.
those, right?
So having an agent really helps with.
Right. I
You
can
have them.
Yes, exactly. I have Foreman. I can kind of walk you through it and what's important for that document, because I would say disclose. If you have a question,
Mhm.
disclose it, because you don't want it to come back and be a question later on. Well,
Right.
you should have known this was going on or
Mhm.
something. But anyway, it's better to disclose more than less. And because a lot of times you get a disclosure and nothing's on it other than
Right.
just
You're like,
no
really?
problems, no problems.
Right. You're like, how long
And
have you
that's
lived
good
here?
if it is that
Right.
way, but occasionally, so I said, be upfront with those disclosures. And I really kind of advise people as we go through that. I can't fill it out for you, but I can advise you and give you examples of what I would suggest that you think about when you're filling out that disclosure. In some instances, there's time of transfer, and in Iowa, that's really becomes when you have a septic system.
Oh, yep.
So, if you're a rural property with a septic system, that's, a process that you need to think about and,
Yes.
make the phone calls and how to get all that established. So if you're never done this before and aren't aware of that, you don't want to be caught at the end of the transaction and somebody says, well, I need a time of transfer.
Right. What?
Yeah, what's that?
It's
I have
going to
never
take
heard
a
of it
month
before.
for the septic guy to get out there.
Right,
and-
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So, yep. Home preparation. So that's when we're working on, when this part here, we're really talking about home preparation, whether there's a big banner in the front of your yard or you have,
You saw the Christmas lights and it's April.
exactly. There you go. So yeah, so I can give you lots of tips and what I've seen and what people like and what works well. Just sometimes moving furniture just for flow. I have a lot of resources for you if you need to have a few things fixed up.
Oh, nice.
That's kind of what we come with too.
That's really valuable. You know the handyman or the painter, right?
Exactly.
And get the job done.
If you can get on their schedule.
Yes.
That's the tough
And
part.
sometimes,
those
though, I would
resources.
say, because they know you and you refer enough business to them, getting on their schedule might be easier
Yeah.
with a referral
Yes.
versus just calling somebody and asking that.
Yeah, exactly. So I will say, if there's anybody out there that's handy, we need more people that are handy.
Right,
because
and
that's
right, and then
those small
actually
jobs.
show up when they're going to show up,
Exactly,
right? I
exactly,
think that's a
exactly.
complaint.
Staging, that's a big part of it too, is you probably already looked at homes online, because that's the first thing you're going to see about a house. That's the first thing that somebody's going to see about your house is that photo. So we
Right.
want to make sure the house is positioned to photograph well
Right.
and look well and not be too cluttered and not be too I don't know, unpleasing.
Right.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Yes.
But anyway, so
If
staging is
people
a big
want
part
to
of
see
it.
it as their home, they're not looking
Right.
to come and see it as your home, but they want to see the potential that they have to live there.
Exactly. So that's so.
And I would
staging is a
say
big part of that.
pictures. I think all of us, if you're watching this, you're an online person, right?
Yeah, right.
And you've all got on to Zillow or
Mhm.
to Realtor.com or whatever, and you're looking at those pictures. And there's some houses that you go onto and you're like,
Why would you take a picture of that?
what? It's like this corner, and some of them are blurry.
Yes.
I
Or they
mean,
have a bunch of junk stacked in the
yeah,
corner.
and they
That's
take
like,
a picture of
when they
it.
take a picture of it, I don't get that.
You're gonna
at all,
love this corner of my house.
All my stuff sitting there.
But I think that's the value when we talk about a seller's agent.
Yeah.
Having, you guys know how to take pictures. You know what people are looking for. If you have a realtor who's not taking good pictures, get yourself a different realtor.
Yeah.
Because that's really important as people are finding their
is.
houses.
Absolutely. So angles and what to emphasize and show, some features. Sometimes it's not just the room, it's a
Right.
feature of the room that you want to show off.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Mhm.
So then marketing is online. So one thing that, when you're working with a realtor, we're on the multiple listing service, which feeds out to all
over.
those, right? So if you're putting it online yourself, you're not being fed out to all those different sites where people can get a lot of traffic and a lot of viewership on that. So that makes a huge difference on your visibility
Right.
of your home for sale.
Right. Plus, it's on the visibility. It's not just like you put it online, right? Because
Right.
all the realtors are putting in information
Mhm.
that are in that area because they have clients that
Right.
are like, hey, I want this, and
Right.
it's popping up.
Yep, exactly. Because I auto send to
Mhm.
a lot of people and so that's, if you're not in that mix,
Mix.
it's not going to show up.
Right.
So, right. So you're just hoping somebody's going to drive by or come
Mhm.
across it. So in negotiation, not everybody's comfortable having those conversations. And so
Yeah, I
are you
think
comfortable doing that?
Right. Think about, like, are you good at going in and negotiating your car deal? Or
Right.
do you enjoy that? Or are you like, I'm just going to take the offer and go?
Yeah, exactly. And then what if things come up throughout the process? Negotiating isn't just negotiating that
Right.
price. There's all kinds of other pieces to that process that you might be having to juggle
Through
throughout
the
yeah.
inspection or
All
things
that
like
kind of
that.
stuff, right? Exactly. So, and then, once you get to closing, there's a lot of documents, there's a lot of, the abstract updating, the title opinions, the time of transfer, there's all that kind of stuff that has to go on.
And it has to get to certain places. It's not all
Right.
just doesn't go to a place.
Right, you have to run it around
Right.
everywhere. So let us take care of all that. I think that eases a lot of stress for you.
Mhm.
So, and then once we get to closing,
Yeah.
that's the job isn't over really.
Right.
We're going to take care of you after closing as well.
That's what I would say. So sometimes, like, because if you didn't disclose, right?
Mhm.
And if something comes up, I will say, or sometimes the person who buys the house has a question. What's
Right.
great is if you have a realtor, right, who's helping you out, they are going to contact that realtor
And not you directly.
and not you directly, because then, right, Caitlin takes care of that. Your
Yeah.
realtor takes care of that for you because they're still there for
Right,
you.
right. Trying to troubleshoot some things maybe
yeah.
if that happens. Yeah. But
Yeah.
if we've done our job up here with disclosures and home preparation, then we should
All these are
be
usually
a little bit smoother, right?
Right.
Exactly. So there's always hitches in that giddy up when you get to closing, but
Yes.
I'm dealing with one of those this week, so that's a little stressful for all parties,
I would
but
say
we'll get
too.
through it.
Yeah, but I would say that's kind of, we've talked about, but that's where having that realtor, like, because I will say, like, so we have a few this week too, and they have to do with title. I don't know what yours has to do with, but
Yeah.
ours are title. But that means a lot of people are working on it. And if
Yes.
you are a for sale by owner, you're like, oh my gosh, I have to figure out how to get a release, or I have to figure out
Yes.
who owned this property 3 times before me, or,
Yes.
where otherwise, like, at RE/MAX, right, you have a whole department
Yes,
that they're actually,
that's what they're working on.
that's what they work
Right.
on, and that's what they're hired to do, is to help
Exactly.
you with those, which when you're packing up and trying to move, and right, we know how stressful.
Yes, it's and the last thing you want to deal with is a question about, I need to get this from
Yes.
so-and-so. So, yeah.
It's really nice not to have, and somebody who understands the process to say, like, you're hearing this now, like, we have a few going, right, that are title stuff. It's beyond our control.
Right.
Beyond the seller's control, beyond, I mean, sometimes, but but
Mhm.
it's information knowing it's not uncommon.
Right, it is, yep. So there can be some like hitches in the giddy up when you get there, but hopefully if you
Yeah.
have, professional people working on your behalf, we can get through those pretty easily.
Yeah, because you're informed. I think
Yeah.
sometimes it's being informed and knowing somebody's working on it for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So anyway, if any other questions about this, please give us a jingle. We'd love to help you out, and
Definitely.
have a great weekend, and I hope your team wins.
Yes, go whoever that
Whoever,
is.
yeah. Bye.